Hello and welcome to the Ring Ramble podcast. My name is Brad.
And my name is V.
Today we're going to review a very boring Raw, a awesome NXT, and a pretty good Smackdown.
Yep. It was whatever this week. Except for, NXT is, typically before last week, because last week was pretty great. It's been basically that. Just good NXT and about nothing else that great. I mean, SmackDown a little bit better than Raw. Raw not so good. So.
Well, SmackDown's always been consistently bad except of last week.
SmackDown?
No, I'm saying Raw.
You said SmackDown.
Oh, my bad. Raw has always been kind of lackluster, and eventually it had last week. It was a good one. You would think the momentum, could they be consistent? No.
No, not quite.
Not quite.
And this is making me worried because this coming Raw, we are actually going to be going to that one in Ontario.
Yep.
So just the way that this one has gone, I'm a little bit worried. And the lack of match card, heads up is kind of, there's nothing really there.
Well, I for one is really excited to see Natalya wrestle.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, well. How did this Monday Night Raw go? Well, we'll explain it to you right now. Monday Night Raw, September 16th edition. Starting with CM Punk heading to the ring from the parking lot. He says that he's at the point in his life where he is asked how many matches he has left in him, to which he answers it's way more than what people may think. When he came to the WWE, he said he didn't want to make friends, but he didn't expect to make a mortal enemy in Drew McIntyre. The only way to settle this is in the Hell in a Cell. He admitted he was naive to think that things would end at the Bash in Berlin. Things probably should have ended the second time that he ended up in the hospital by Drew, but he's too stubborn, and Drew made a mistake of not getting the job done. He says that the amount of Hell in a Cell matches he has left has been 0. But he's been asked by his family not to do it, but he promises that he will make Drew bleed at the Hell in a Cell, and he would have to be killed for this end, which I was like, Jesus, it's just a bracelet.
I know.
I can make you one, Punk, or WWE can for a hefty $10.
Yes.
I think that's pretty. I'm leaving out a couple details though, but he was getting overly angry and stuff, kind of aggressive, and it felt kind of unnecessary. I get it why it's happening, but then when you think about why it's happening, it's very ridiculous.
I mean, sentimental value is important, but I mean, it's just trying to build as much as you possibly can to try to push this rivalry between the two. I mean, we thought it was over last time, and then obviously, they have to continue it because they're kind of just waiting for Seth Rollins to return. Basically, just so that CM Punk can have his WrestleMania moment for WrestleMania 41.
We'll see. I don't think it's going to carry on till then, but who knows? Because I feel like that's just going to get ridiculous at that point. So the first match of the night was Sheamus versus Pete Dunne. Sheamus called Pete Dunne a bitch during this match, and of course, instead of a butch. There was a weird transition into a power slam. Dunne just hung himself over Sheamus' shoulder willingly on the top rope for a power slam. Sheamus hit Dunne in the knee before Dunne could use his cane thing, like Sheamus' little cane stick thing. Okay, whatever. That thing. And the referee took it away from Sheamus, and Dunne hit, but kind of not really, with Sheamus with the cricket bat, and ended up winning. Cool.
It's pretty cool that Pete Dunne has become pretty much the hardest working man in wrestling right now, going from NXT to Raw, back to NXT, back to Raw.
They called that World Heavyweight title a workhorse title. I think he's the perfect guy to take that one. I would say.
Yeah, for sure.
Overall, does he get the attention the World Heavyweight champions have? Not quite, but I really hope he gets there at some point.
Well, I think the only thing he lacks is he's just kind of like a basic guy, look-wise. Look-wise, he doesn't really have any type of aura or flamboyance about him that like kind of. I mean, you can't see that guy like on a ESPN sitting there talking about a championship run. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of the problem.
Yeah. Okay. So Damian and Rhea meet with Jey Uso backstage. Jey says he's got his eyes out for the Judgment Day, and Xavier Woods also comes in dabbing up Jey and told Damian he acknowledges their differences, but he will help them out because the New Day has a match against the Judgment Day today. Damian told the New Day to take those titles off of the Judgment Day. It's weird. I will say it's super weird seeing Damian and Rhea interact with Jey. Especially in this way because I kind of haven't seen really like promo or like backstage stuff with them interactions. It's only been in ring stuff when protecting the Judgment Day when that was weird too. I don't know how he feels about this.
I actually kind of am starting to jump on the bandwagon here of supporting Rikishi and the stuff that he has been saying lately because it is getting kind of lame for Jey.
It is getting lame for Jey.
So, I mean, I'm with you,
because at first, obviously we've said, like, Rikishi's just, like, he's just saying this because this is his son. His son doesn't really, like, deserve the championships that he thinks he does, which I still agree with that. But I do agree that they have really nothing good for him in this kind of weird
I mean, he's fighting
solo period before he
fight
goes
Braun
back.
Breaker at Raw. I mean, it's not like he's doing it on a pay-per-view event, so that just shows how very little they're looking at like his character at the moment. It's just going to be just him going and doing it at a Raw event. I mean, I don't know. I'm with Rikishi though. I just hope he doesn't go to AEW because I think that was
that's
goofy.
Request.
That's goofy.
Well, Rhea's being interviewed about the match at Bad Blood versus Liv Morgan. Before Rhea can answer about how her knee was feeling, Finn interrupts because he hasn't gotten the chance to speak with her. He says that he feels that Rhea's just as bad as Priest. Just like Priest, she's only cared about herself, claiming that he and Damian are the reason. Oh, that she and Damian are the reason why he never got the championship, why they never held the championships themselves, and why the Judgment Day fell the way that it did. Rhea said that she loved the Judgment Day like family, and whatever he thinks happened didn't happen. She threatens the rest of the Judgment Day, and Finn said that he was the one to tell Dom to get with Liv and leave Rhea. Jey came out asking if Finn got a problem. Finn said Jey should be focusing on the championship match that he's got next week, and that he's out of her league. And Rhea says thanks for the help to Jey, but Finn was right about Jey focusing on that championship match, which we are going to see. I must point that out again.
She also threw a little nice yeet when he was walking away.
Oh, I didn't see that. I wasn't paying attention.
Unfortunately.
Jey Uso came to the ring. He's excited about the matchup for the Intercontinental next week. He wanted it he's wanted it since he's made his way to Ross after the whole blood separation from the bloodline, and he will finally be main event Jey Uso. Braun Breaker interrupts. He asks if there's any dogs barking in Portland. I'm not in Portland, but and he warned Jey to run away, but yet he is still here, trying to prove to everyone that he could do this by himself, that he doesn't need his family, the Anoa'i family, to help him. Braun says Jey has been here for 14 years. Braun says that he's managed to do more in 6 months as a single star than Jey has done in his entire career. He didn't need his father Rick, nor his uncle Scott, nor the family name of Steiner. He did it himself. He fights for this champion, and it fights him back. He's a dog, and that's what he does. Next Monday, Braun claims he will expose Jey for being nothing without his family. Jey admits that he's been on the roster for 14 years, winning championships while Braun was in diapers. He's gonna dog walk Braun and see how long Braun's time as an IC Intercontinental title holder lasts. Maybe short and sweet like Braun's NFL career, he said. Braun attacks Jey. Braun jumps from rope to rope, getting speared. Foreshadowing of what's gonna happen on Monday. I'm gonna be barking on Monday.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only match, and I'm looking forward to.
I'm so excited because our thing was when we bought these tickets like a long time ago. We said let's hope that we could see at least Braun Breaker, Ilya Dragunov, or who's the other one? Was it Dragon Lee?
Yeah, Dragon Lee would have been cool.
Yeah, so it said like either one of those ones. So we're seeing Braun, but I would kind of hope like maybe one of the other two, maybe, hopefully, I don't know. Jade and Bianca are confronted by Io Sky. She calls Bianca a coward for fighting Kairi, who has an injured eye. Bianca said that she was booked for this fight, didn't choose this fight against Kairi. Bianca suggests Io step up and take Kairi's spot, and she accepts. New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods versus the Judgment Day, JD McDonough versus Finn Balor for the World Tag Team titles. Apparently, the tag team titles haven't been defended in 71 days. That's what they said. I'm not really sure.
That's actually true,
about
though.
that.
That's
I
true.
have, and now that I think about it, because I can't remember when's the last time they fought, that's
haven't.
probably true.
It's been a while.
Cool splash combo by the New Day. Xavier flung Kofi onto his shoulder and flipped him off into a splash. Flipped onto ringside. Kofi's ass ended up hitting Finn's face when he did like a flip. And the rest of the Judgment Day show up, and the LWO take them down. Kofi splashes on them all. Xavier gave an elbow drop, pinning JD, but the ref was distracted at ringside. Xavier starts yelling at the ref, you suck chance.
Yep.
And JD held down Xavier Woods, allowing Finn to do the coup de grace, and they win and retain. Unfortunate. But I saw it coming. I mean, there's no way the New Day was going to win that one. This Raw was so boring. Jesus, there's no comment.
The fact that Odyssey Jones is gone, dude, I think that's kind of a blow for New Day. I think that was actually like kind of a big thing going on with New Day.
Yeah.
And so apparently there's I don't know if I want to jump to that yet about how they got into their little...
Oh, no. That's in a second. Okay. I'll just add this little bit. Wyatt 6 vignette. American Horror Story kind of vibes, just says some creepy, spooky things with a code. That's basically it.
Awesome.
All right. You want to say this part? Can you read with it? How small it is?
So, I guess after all that's over, Kofi is being interviewed, and Xavier starts yelling at the two for costing
the LWO.
The LWO for costing them the title. Kofi told Xavier that he asked LWO to be there if the Judgment Day came out, which was a smart move on Kofi's part. Yes.
Literally, because it's obvious.
But Xavier, for some reason, just, being a little child, was totally against this idea.
He started blaming Kofi, saying that Kofi was the reason they lost those titles.
Right, and then it got into this whole thing about how they're just not the same because Big E's not there, and Xavier, once again, because, he blew the trombone, everybody, most of the time. So the idea that he's going to be sitting here coming out like a spoiled little child right now, when we all know who were really the New Day. He was just the side guy.
I'm going to be honest.
So if there's a breakup coming, this kind of sucks that Odyssey Jones isn't there, because it would have made a lot of sense. Would have made some sense.
I know, because they were teasing that.
They were. They were. My goodness.
Well.
This was probably this coming up right here is, my opinion, was the best match
part
of Raw.
Of the Raw? Oh, yeah.
By far.
Well, actually.
By far.
Not by far. I'd argue
was.
Bianca versus Io was really good. Braun Strowman versus Bronson Reed. Bronson slammed into the turnbuckle, tearing the top rope off completely. Braun follows with the choke slam. Bronson throws a fan at Braun Strowman.
That was awesome.
Which is kind of funny. And people have been looking up this guy too, to find out who he was. And he's just been playing a security guard a lot of the time. Future wrestler.
Future wrestler, everyone.
Braun slams himself and Bronson into a barricade at the timekeeper's area. Braun gets back into the ring while Bronson Reed attempts to leave. Braun heads towards Bronson. Security attempts to stop them. They take the fight backstage. Braun throws people and a golf cart. What?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. People and a golf cart. Why are you laughing?
That's okay, go.
He throws people in a golf cart. You throw me off. Bronson slams onto Braun, onto tables, and Braun spears Bronson through a fake wall. Security is seen backstage trying to help Bronson. Adam Pearce is speaking with the ref to Ludwig. Speaking with the ref, but Ludwig Kaiser asked Adam, has he found a good opponent for Gunther? Adam believes Sami Zayn is adequate. Sami Zayn is making his way to the ring during this conversation. Sami Zayn speaks to his people. If he weren't Canadian, he would be Oregonian. Is that what you're laughing
at? Yes,
at?
that's exactly what I was laughing about, because I grew up in Oregon, so yeah, for sure. It's pretty
he
much
would
the
be.
same.
He
It's
looks
pretty much the
exactly
same.
like them.
Yeah, he does.
Well, he said that last week with Bret Hart was so motivational. He said that he wants and needs to be the world heavyweight champion. He says the people deserve a champion like that. Not true. Sami continues on saying, unfortunately, Gunther is declining Sami Zayn's challenge because Sami is not on Gunther's level. So true. Yes. Did I say that right? Okay. Sami says that he doesn't believe that... he doesn't believe what Gunther is saying, and that he knows Gunther doesn't believe it either, and that Sami is stuck in Gunther's head because Sami has beat him before. Ludwig Kaiser comes out to tell Sami, out of everybody, why is he asking for the World Heavyweight Championship match? For reals! He considers Gunther being scared of Sami as nonsense. So true! He claims Gunther is trying to save Sami from embarrassment. Ludwig acknowledges WrestleMania was the greatest night of Sami's career. He gives advice that miracles never happen twice and that take that and run with it because it won't happen again. Sami says it's strange that Ludwig is speaking for Gunther. Gunther doesn't need Ludwig for anything, but Ludwig doesn't need Gunther either. Sami sees that Ludwig is capable, what Ludwig is capable of, but questions if Ludwig thinks he will be successful as Gunther's right-hand man. Sami asks Ludwig to speak for himself. Gunther then appears. Gunther asks Ludwig if there's anything he needs to tell him. Ludwig admits he wants to get something off his chest and clotheslines Sami. Gunther tells Sami that he still declines the challenge. Sami grabs onto Ludwig's leg. Ludwig had taken Sami into this cool position, but then was stopped and delivered a stupid-ass haluva kick.
I was kind of hoping that would have came through. I wanted to see what he was
do.
about to do as well.
Exactly. Like I said, everybody, I must hate gingers or Canadians or something like that because that's not controversial because Becky Lynch is not a natural ginger. But it just so happens that the people that I just severely dislike, two of which happen to be redheads.
But it's still the same stories that he did when he beat him for the Intercontinental Championship. So he's doing the same thing.
I know, but
so it's just basically, I just don't want you to be alarmed what it's leading towards.
I just don't like it because it's like
there's other people.
Yeah,
sure.
I'm like,
but they have a history though. That's why, and they're just building off the same thing he did with the Intercontinental Championship. That's all they're doing.
My biggest problem with Sami is that ever since he left the Bloodline and stuff, his promos have been the exact same. This like stupid motivational kind of speech thing. And you know what? Honestly, like I'm guilty of kind of hating Cody for that too. I know he's a babyface, but it just gets super old. I don't know if it's because I have a preference for heels or something. I don't really think I have a preference for heels. I know a lot of people I do like are heels, but I don't really typically hate baby faces either. It's just there's something about Sami that he just completely lost me after he left the Bloodline. I used to be a big fan of his, but
maybe it just perhaps just doesn't make sense.
Plus, he's not the underdog that they keep saying that he is. You know, he used to be, and that was what was like great about him, but he just isn't. And he just, to me, comes across kind of like this whiny baby that's like, I want my title kind of thing. That's how I feel. Becky Lynch is like that as well. So, that's just me. I don't like where this is going. And I have a feeling that a lot of people would be mad about it too, because I remember when WrestleMania occurred and he lost, people were pissed.
Sure.
People were
even,
oh my God, it was bad. People were incredibly pissed when he got the shot in the first place and not Chad Gable. I mean, everybody online
they were leaning towards more of a Chad Gable angle. Yeah, that's the thing.
Everybody online was just saying like it's Chad Gable deserves it. Chad Gable was robbed and all this other stuff. It was a huge movement, honestly. And I remember Sami Zayn even vocalized it, saying that he doesn't understand why people suddenly don't like him. Which I'm like, it's not that. Like, even people were saying it's not that we don't like you. It's just that we've seen you before, and Chad Gable's been here for so long that doesn't get those singles opportunities. He deserved it the most at that time. Agreed. And now that Gunther's, you know, world heavyweight champion, I really just don't see with how things are going for Chad going in his favor when that shot could have been taken all a while ago. Yeah. So, Bianca Belair versus Io Sky. Good series of reversals and counters. A nasty suicide dive by Io. And like Bianca kind of folded in half there. Bianca carries Io into a vertical suplex position, walking up the stairs. And Bianca did a 450 but got the knees from Io. Io attempted the moonsault. Bianca got up just before to put Io in the KOD Kiss of Death position, but Io countered and rolled up Bianca and actually won the match.
Very, very surprised that happened.
Even Io was shocked. So was Kairi. Even by Bianca as well and Jade. Everyone was pretty much shocked. I even looked at you from across the room like, what?
Yeah.
I'm glad that it went the way that it did, though. I do like Io Sky. But I also like Bianca as well. So it was a really good match. I really liked that match. But yeah.
Yeah, good match.
Good match. Last match, though, was Dominic Mysterio versus Damian Priest. Dominic Mysterio was accompanied by the Judgment Day, while Damian Priest was accompanied by Rhea Ripley. Damian immediately beating Dominic, literally throwing him everywhere around the ring. Any attempt Dominic had made really didn't work on Damian. Dom used suck chance at some point. When Damian attempted Razor's Edge, Finn tried to crawl in, distracting Damian. Dominic then got to leave the ring. Damian came to ringside, surrounded by the Judgment Day. Damian continued his assault on Dom. He hit Carlito, and then Finn ended up slamming Damian into the post while the ref was distracted by Rhea. Dom suicide dives on Damian, but Liv places Dom. Dom suicide dives on Damian. Dom and Liv hug and mock Rhea from across the ring. Damian gave a broken arrow to Dom, but Liv places Dom's foot on the rope to break it. Rhea, as a result, spears Liv onto the announce desk, pinning Wade Barrett as well. Wade Barrett could not get up. They were both on top of him. It was pretty funny. And, you could see him struggling to get up, and he puts his headset, and he's like, I'm back. He could... Dom does the 619 on Damian, and Damian clotheslines Dom, unaffected by the 619. Damian gives the South of Heaven on Dom and wins. Immediately, the Judgment Day attack Damian. Rhea tries to make her way to the Judgment Day, getting hit on the legs by Liv. Jey Uso comes for the save. Before he gets in, he hesitates because he's basically outnumbered. But Braun, in a hoodie, spears Jey. And Finn does the coup de grace on Damian. Rhea gets up shakily and gets hit with the Oblivion by Liv. Damian gets a second coup de grace and a third. And then Judgment Day stand over the beaten Damian and Rhea again. Cool. Match is not mentioned.
Pretty awesome.
Natalya defending against Zoe Stark was the only match that we didn't see. And next week, because this is literally the only thing that they're revealing up until now, is Natalya versus Sonya Deville.
Hooray.
Hooray. Sami Zayn versus Ludwig Kaiser.
Okay. Cool.
Hooray.
Cool. Drew
McIntyre returns to address CM Punk statements. Hooray.
All right.
Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship. Hooray.
Should be good.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Should be kind of hype. I'm looking forward to whatever they say happens. Also, cool little detail. The only other time, or the first time we went to a wrestling show, the main event was Jey Uso versus Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. So it's like a weird full circle moment.
Pretty much.
That the main event's going to be for the Intercontinental with Jey Uso challenging for it. The only difference is who's holding that title. So it's pretty interesting.
But at least we got to see Jinder Mahal.
Oh, yeah. We saw Jinder Mahal, Apollo Crews, the Creed brothers before they joined the American Made, and Hank and Tank.
That's right. Hank and Tank.
And obviously some other people. I forgot what day that was. I think it was like February 19th or something like that.
I believe so.
Something like that. All right. NXT September 17th edition. General Manager Ava's in the ring to announce that, hooray, Sexy Red will be returning in October 8th. And there's a guy in the back who's like literally facepalming. No one was excited. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. No one's excited. A lot of
people were.
I'm definitely not excited for that. Randy Orton will return to the NXT on October 8th. On October 1st, CM Punk will appear. Wesley versus Zach Wentz. I fucked up. It's Zach West. Street Fight. The Miz as well will host Miz TV. And Roxanne Perez will take on Julia for the women's NXT Championship. And Trick Williams versus Ethan Page for the NXT Championship. And the reason why she's out there is for the contract signing between Trick Williams and Ethan Page. Trick Williams appears first to confess that he is in pain from last week at the Last Man Standing match against Pete Dunne. But that doesn't change that Pete Dunne is still a butch, he said. And even though Ethan tried to hold him down, he's still the last man standing. And he will make more history when he beats Ethan for the title on October 1st. Ethan Page comes out. Fans chant the Ethan sucks, believe in Joe. Ethan put on some clothes song.
That was awesome. That was really funny that that's still going.
Yeah. Trick says that Ethan stole the title from him. Ethan laughs to tell Trick he didn't steal anything. He earned it and he won it. And what he remembers most the night that he won was the shock in everyone's face, including Trick's. Ethan says his era of ego will not end on October 1st. Trick says the people are going to chant for him before Ethan hits Trick and gives him the ego's edge onto the table. Ethan told Ava again that everything is falling apart with her as GM. Which is kind of true.
Yeah.
Because when Sean was GM, nothing happened. Okay. Hammerstone is seen speaking to Tony D'Angelo last week. Tony said, this is following the loss that Hammerstone was given by Obafemi. Tony said to him that he gave him money or he gave him an envelope full of cash to get the job done. Hammerstone confesses that Oba's tough, and Tony admits he knows that, and that's why he paid him. Hammerstone rejects the rematch against Oba. Tony is insulted that Hammerstone is saying no to him. Hammerstone suggests since Tony is the Don, why doesn't he get the rematch he wants? And Tony angrily walks away. Ava complains about the way the contract signing went, and Javon and Cedric Alexander go up to her to basically ask about the October 8th and getting a match. And Tatum Paxi and Lyra Valkyria versus 22 and Rosemary. Tatum is a good wrestler, to be honest.
Very good.
What I've been seeing from her,
not
she's
bad.
really good.
She's really good.
Nice leg drop by Lyra at some point. Nice belly to belly by Wendy Chu, which is actually surprising because I didn't think she's not that great. Rosemary speared Tatum, but Tatum placed her foot on the rope to break the pinfall. Tatum did her finisher onto Rosemary, and that's how Lyra and Tatum win. Cool match.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Pretty good match.
Ava says Trick and Ethan have to sign this contract. Trick says that he will sign, but when he sees Ethan, no one can hold him back. Which I'm like, that is counterproductive. Because that's the whole reason why this thing is still going. Tavion Heights is in the back with the no quarter catch crew. Now that he's back from Japan, Charlie suggests that Tavion and Miles should go for the tag team titles. Ren interrupts Charlie, and Charlie tells her to calm down and says that she should make a name for herself. Ren should make a name for herself, he says. Remember that. Tony D'Angelo versus Hammerstone. Oba's watching backstage during this match. Tony gives 2 belly-to-belly suplexes and a spine buster in a row to Hammerstone, which is pretty impressive. Overhead belly-to-belly by Hammerstone. Tony ends up sneaking out to ringside, looking very unsure. And Oba backstage said that Tony is broken. By the way, he looks at his face. Tony is walking away from the ring. The match ends up, ending in a count-out. And Luca Crucifino, the Legal Eagle. Oh yeah, this is my note. I said Luca Crucifino, the Legal Eagle, could take on both Hammerstone and Oba in a handicap match. I believe he could.
I don't think so.
No, I'm just joking.
I know, but funny.
But yeah, Tony D'Angelo looks very scared.
Yeah.
And he walked away from
There's
the match.
some internal trauma and turmoil going through him. He's fighting some demons right now.
After directly following this match, Zachary Wentz shows up to confess that last week, they missed their challenge for the NXT Tag Team Championship titles. He asked for the reason why he asked to roll this footage, which shows Wesley beating up Trey Miguel. Zach calls West garbage, and he said that he's still bitter about losing to him at No Mercy. Zach says that West deserves everything that is coming in their street fight. Zach says this rivalry ends in Chicago, October 1st, CW debut episode. That's a tongue twister. Yeah. Ava is speaking to Tyrese Halliburton. If you don't know, he is a player from the Indiana Pacers. Mr. Stone hypes up Tyrese. Tyrese said that he will deliver the contract to Trick and Ethan Page and make sure that nothing happens. All right. JC Jane is being interviewed about the match that she has with Lola Vice today. She admits that Lola is good, but not as good as Lola thinks she is. They mentioned Jada Parker, which, triggers Jada Parker. Lola is seen in the locker room suggesting that she will break JC's jaw in the upcoming match. Lola mentions Jada. Jada was literally right behind her when that happened, and Jada responds threatening Lola. Lola says that JC is hers tonight, and if Jada wants some with them, then she could do it after Lola is done. Ashante the Adonis versus Eddie Thorpe. Surprised to see this match. We typically don't get to watch guys like this wrestle.
I stepped away during this.
Yeah, he was not there.
No.
But Ashante did like this. Oh, he jumped Eddie before the bell could even ring. Eddie just chops a whole bunch and just beats up the guy. I also thought it was so funny because like Ashante, he walked up to a girl and like handed her a rose, and then anytime he would do anything, he would go and look at her and wink. It was really funny.
Jeez.
He gave a nasty drop kick though to Eddie, but Eddie does a DDT that's basically exactly like the Impaler DDT. I'm assuming that's his finisher, and Eddie Thorpe ends up winning. It was pretty cool. Thea Hale and Riley Osborne are seen in a vignette speaking to Rich Holland, discussing how he hurt everyone and broke Thea's heart specifically. Riley hates that his suspicions about Ridge were right, and Riley says that he will finish this fight next week for Chase U and Thea's broken heart. I don't think he can do it.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I like Riley Osborne. He's great. But, like, against Rich Holland, it's kind of hard for a high flyer to,
It's kind of like, calm down there, young man.
Yeah, he's a high flyer. He's going to get caught. I mean,
yeah,
that's
he is.
basically...
He is.
I feel like it might end, like, incredibly fast, too, in that case, because of... Yeah, he could get caught. Okay. This is the biggest part, I feel like, of the show. I'm going to be honest. CM Punk comes to the ring. He speaks about how in the future... Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. He speaks about how in the future he will butt heads with people. He mentions Lexis King and his facial hair being beautiful. Carmelo Hayes is doing great on Smackdown. Ethan Page, Braun Breaker, and Javon Evans. CM Punk requested to be a part of this Chicago show and that he could play any part in the show, which he said was a bad idea. Roxanne Perez ends up interrupting to come out to speak with Punk. Roxanne says that Punk is one of the main reasons she joined the WWE and did wrestling in general, but she'd always preferred his wife AJ Lee. She said that she was happy when she heard that he finally returned to the WWE after 10 years. She just wanted to tell him that she should have been a Drew McIntyre fan. She claims she knows that he wants to show up in Chicago to get his final blaze of glory in his hometown before Drew beats him and ruins his career. She claims that when she beats Julia in Chicago, it will be her town, not his. She quoted Punk and said that and he replied to her basically saying that she had the balls to come out there, and he appreciates her overconfidence because he used to be just like her. And he claimed that the chip on his shoulder was just about the size of Roxanne. CM Punk says that she would fit in with Bianca and Io. He was basically commending that match. Like I said, it was a really good match. He said that she might even be better than the both of them, but that won't matter if she gets her ass handed to her in Chicago by Julia. Punk says we could talk about Julia if Roxanne wants. Julia comes to the ring, and Julia tells Roxanne, the countdown is on. You have 2 weeks left. And Punk stops Roxanne from attacking Julia from behind with the title. Pretty interesting.
Well, I mean, Roxanne just basically made herself even worse of a heel, like basically more hated by doing what she said.
Drew McIntyre thing.
Yeah, well, there's this whole thing about like, you know, you were the voice for the voiceless. You were my voice for the voiceless kind of thing, and like, it was pretty funny. And then when she sat there and threw out the Drew McIntyre thing, I couldn't stop laughing. I thought it was incredible. It's just how much more people could hate her.
True.
Yeah.
But I don't hate her. I think she's great.
No, she's great,
Yeah.
But I mean, she's doing a good job as a heel.
She's
doing
better
a good
as a
job.
heel than a baby face.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Kalani Jordan is being she is the North American women's North American champion. She's being interviewed about the claim that she is ducking the fatal influence. This is what JC Jane said earlier. I didn't add that. She said absolutely not, and no one is off limits to her. However, she will keep defending her title against those who deserve it, which she basically was saying fatal influence does not deserve it, which I kind of agree.
True, yeah.
Fallon Henley's great though, but the other two not so much. She hints hosting an open challenge. This part was so funny to me. Ren Sinclair, as we know earlier, was told by Charlie Dempsey to make a name for herself. She comes up to say Charlie told her to make a name for herself and slaps Kalani and yells, "And I'm doing it now." It was very funny.
Yeah, very funny.
Dude, this soap opera was crazy. Okay, the family, the D'Angelo family. This is awesome.
Yeah, this was
talking to Tony about why he left the match. Luca tells Tony that he's the one who could defeat Oba. They ask him if he's hurt. He says he's not. They ask him what's wrong, and he confesses he's afraid. We knew this, but he's afraid. As the Don, he can never back down from a fight, but it's different with Oba. He can't beat him, and he's scared of that.
It's like an episode of The Sopranos.
Dude, the acting chops on that guy.
It was awesome.
And the whole family, honestly.
Yeah, everybody, it was good.
Really good.
It was good.
If we could do promos of the week, it would definitely be the family right here. Javon Evans and Cedric Alexander versus Tavion Heights and Miles Bourne. Nice power slam by Miles. Very Randy Orton-esque. I mean, he looks kind of a lot like Randy Orton.
Pretty much.
Nice kick by Javon. Nasty drop kick by Cedric onto the top, onto Tavion's head. Like, the back upper top of his head. Nice clothesline by Tavion onto Cedric. Yeah. All right. Well, Tavion Heights and Miles Bourne are members of the No Quarter Catch crew, which is also where Ren Sinclair is from. So, as a result, Kalani Jordan came out to chase and beat up Ren Sinclair. There was a very brutal finish at the end. There was like a backstabber kind of move by Cedric, followed by a flip that I think was kind of overstretched by Javon, but kind of looked more like a headbutt, and they ended up winning that match. Speaking of Randy Orton, though, Randy Orton actually tweeted at Javon, revealing that he is Javon's opponent for the October 8th NXT show. That would mark, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, a 24-year age gap between the two of them.
That's gonna be an interesting match to see.
Yeah, that's gonna be very interesting. I'm excited because they're both. I mean, dude, Javon, even though he is very young, he's been doing it for a long time.
He's a good wrestler.
He's a really good wrestler. Rich Holland says that 2-1 down to go. One more to go. Sorry. He will be seeing Riley next week, and Sean Spears is seen backstage. Ridge leaves, and Sean tells Brooks Jensen, who's coming in, good luck tonight, and that he will be with him at ringside, which is like, I feel like a very bizarre pairing. I don't know when this started, but it started already. But Brooks Jensen versus Dion Lennox. Both men were very hard hitting. They're both big dudes too, by the way. Brooks takes Dion's glasses, triggering him. Kind of, if anybody plays Overwatch, it kind of reminded me when like Winston's glasses get crushed. He like kind of goes like hulking out.
Kind of
how Punk getting the bracelet taken away. Like it's just the emotional attachment to these items. Dion basically got upset. Brooks did a DDT onto Dion and basically wins the match. It was a pretty short match, honestly.
But it's good to see Sean Spears though.
Yeah, for sure. Sean Spears is also hurt.
Right.
He has like a little casting in.
Yeah.
Sean Spears and Brooks Jensen shake hands. Wesley spoke about the footage that was leaked of him attacking Trey Miguel. He said that he did do it. He's not hiding that he didn't do it, and that he will find out who leaked that footage. Okay.
Good Lord.
JC Jane versus Lola Vice. Lola begins the match to attack Jasmine Nix. Lola gets distracted by the fatal influence throughout most of this match. But despite that, she starts getting the upper hand, and the fatal influence attempts to sabotage yet again during this match. But Lola gives her backhand and wins the match. Lola gets attacked by the fatal influence, and Jada Parker comes in for the save. Lola almost gets hit by Jada, and both women argue while being placed apart by security. Now, here we go. Part 2 of this beautiful soap opera. Adriana Rizzo of the D'Angelo family confesses to Tony that she is afraid too, but there is nothing wrong with that. Tony says it's wrong because he let everyone down. Rizzo said that it doesn't matter what they all think, no matter what, he will always have a family. And she sees what it's doing to him. She knows he wants another shot at Oba, and Tony admits that he does, but if he loses, Rizzo says then he loses. But at least that he did it while being scared. The family believes in him, but he's got to believe in him too. Tony says he's ready. They both hug. Felt like an episode of The Sopranos.
So did.
Dude.
Totally did.
Dude, look that promo up. Honestly,
yeah,
not gonna lie.
It was a very great promo.
Was really good.
Yeah, it was awesome. Very awesome.
All right. Nearing the end of the show, Tyrese Halliburton tells everyone he's here to make sure that the contracts are signed. He has backup, which are his teammates from the Indiana Pacers. And the crowd boo profusely. Oh, and I don't think I put this in here, but he told the crowd, yeah, I'd boo too if I were an Orlando Magic fan.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Trick came first, demanding Ethan Page to come out, botching his line a bit, I must say. You missed that, but it was pretty nasty botch of the line. He literally, like, said it, and then like stuttered and then said the whole line basically over again. It was kind of awkward. Well, anyways, Trick ends up signing, and Ethan Page gets to the ring saying that it's ridiculous that Trick is forcing him to sign this contract. When it comes to the NXT Championship, Ethan Page is the Boston Celtics. And when he beats Trick, Trick will be the Indiana Pacers. The rest of the NBA who lost, the era of ego will continue. Tyrese tells Trick to whoop that trick and hit the music. CM Punk comes out to tell Ethan and Trick that his initial reason he came out before being interrupted by Roxanne was to say that a matchup as big as theirs deserves something special, needs a special guest referee. On October 1st, CM Punk will be the special guest referee. Since he is the official, he allowed the two to fight it out right now. Security come in to stop them. The crowd chants, "Let them fight." And the show closes with the Cult of Personality playing as Punk watches both men scream at each other.
That's cool.
We saw every match on the NXT card, actually.
Yeah,
That's kind of a first.
Yeah.
Next week, NXT shows will be the final USA Network episode, which will have the Grayson Waller effect with guests Axiom and Nathan Frazier. NXT press conference with Roxanne Perez, Julia, Trick Williams, Ethan Page, Wesley, and Zach Wentz. Rich Holland versus Riley Osborne. Kalani Jordan versus Ren Sinclair for the Women's North American Championship.
Pretty cool.
Pretty good. Now on to Smackdown September 20th edition. First, the Bloodline were being pat down by venue security. Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga refused, but Jacob Fatu straight up started attacking everyone. Lastly, asking, does anybody want a pat down? LA Knight versus Andrade. Tell me why Andrade can't wear the Speed Championship on weekly shows. Tell me why. Tell me why he can't wear the title. What is the point?
I don't understand it either. I mean, it is an odd thing. I don't really know much about the Speed Championship.
No, we don't. But the fact that he just can't wear it is stupid.
Yeah, it's weird. I think that he should have that belt.
He should. And it's like the only time he does wear is when he's going to do a match for the Speed like for the Speed tournament.
Yeah.
That makes no sense, though.
It doesn't.
Just wear it.
It doesn't.
Wear it anywhere. Like, man. And what's crazy, too, is, like, I care less because I don't even know who's Speed Champion. I would not know if he lost it. But he still has it. They have to remind us. But I would not know if he lost it, honestly. So, please, let him wear it. I mean, dude, he deserves... First, I'm going to throw one out there. But he does deserve a title.
He does.
I would even go as far as saying he should be undisputed because he's great. Yeah, I see your eyebrow. But anyways,
probably say more of an intercontinental champion.
Well, that's only if he goes to Raw. But no, I agree.
Intercontinental
would be good too.
He's on that level
I think he's on that level. I don't know. It's just me, maybe. But let him win the championship. I want him to be the champ.
Maybe he could be the champion that what LA Knight has right now. To be honest with you.
Oh, the United States? Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, LA Knight versus Andrade. Andrade almost landed on LA Knight in the first moonsault, and then he landed on his face on LA Knight's knees in the second one.
Yeah.
LA Knight barely kicked out twice. Literally, the second time it was a 3 count, and fans were chanting, "Ref, you suck." LA Knight botched his jump to the top rope twice. He's done it before, and it was pretty awkward, but it got really awkward because immediately after he hit the BFT and won, he definitely killed that finish.
Yeah, I think he needs to really work on that move, or just kind of like take it out of his repertoire, because like he doesn't do it consistently good.
No, and he doesn't strike me as the guy who could do a jump like that.
And it just doesn't look
naturally.
good for him being like champ and his character.
Yeah.
To be doing that.
It hurts now more because he's a champ. Because those times we have seen it, he wasn't champ yet. But yeah.
I like how they covered the whole thing about like where Corey Graves will say, well, it is high risk. And it's like,
but that doesn't make it right when he misses it often. Mm-hmm. You can miss it once or twice or maybe a little more than that, depending on how many times you do it. But it's often. He kind of does miss it. I was wrong about my prediction about Carmelo possibly interfering.
Yes,
he won clean somehow. And there was also an awkward show of respect between the both of them.
Yeah,
Would you say it was awkward?
Well, I mean, because LA Knight didn't know whether to fist pump or shake hands.
And he forced him into shaking hands.
It was really
strange.
Weird. Yeah, it was weird.
Tiffany is backstage telling Nia about her day and how good it will feel to send either Bayley or Naomi packing and leaving SmackDown. Nia says that if Tiffany loses, remember that Bayley and Naomi want Nia's title, so if she does lose, maybe Tiffany should consider leaving as well. Damn. tell that's gonna end soon. That with that comment.
Yeah, pretty much.
Andrade is seen backstage after his match with Carmelo, laughing at him, saying that he has never seen a choke like that since, I don't know what he said. It was a basketball reference. Spurs?
No, he was
Lakers?
talking about the Sacramento Kings versus the Los Angeles Lakers.
Oh.
And just remember that was because Robert Horry hit that 3-pointer in the last 0.4 seconds.
Oh, I remember which one you were talking about.
Yeah, that was a heartbreaking year. That was a heartbreaking year. I remember that.
Both men begin fighting and the refs end up pulling them apart. In a vignette of sorts, Roman and Cody are seen meeting face to face. Roman tells, in a I don't know what stadium it was, but it was in Atlanta, Georgia. That's the point. And that Atlanta is where
college. It was a college football field.
Atlanta is where Cody's from, by the way, guys.
Right.
All right. Roman tells Cody of his football past in that field, that very same field. He claims that this field is his in that sort, and the city of Atlanta is his as well. He asked Cody what he has done for the city. Cody said multiple generations of his family have bled for the city and fought for the city. He says that this may be Roman's field, but this is his home. Roman says that this may be your home. Oh, wait, this is your home, but Cody signed himself into a lose-lose situation. He has everything to lose, while Roman, Solo, and Jacob have nothing to lose. Roman says that they took Jimmy, the Wise Men, and the Bloodline, and the Ulafala from him. And for the first time in a long time, he has nothing to lose, and the weight that he was feeling all those years is now on Cody's shoulders. Cody replies that he called it that he would be a chief without a tribe back in WrestleMania 39. Cody says we already got a tribal chief that's not Roman and a WWE champion that's not Roman. Cody says if Roman can't be his own bloodline, he won't be the one standing there, I guess, as champ, which is pretty obvious. Roman asks Cody what he wants. Cody replies that he wants Roman's word that he will have his back against Solo and Jacob so he can have his back. Roman gives Cody his word and have Cody's back, but Cody must understand when this is all done, he is taking back what is his. In a K-drama-esque pause, Cody stops Roman to say, "It's not yours to take," and Roman ends it with telling Cody, "You're in my way in life." And that was how it ended. It was dramatic.
It was a pretty impressive production value going on for that. It was.
It felt awkwardly like it wasn't supposed to be this way.
Yeah, it was a little bit too advanced.
Yeah,
for like your typical promos.
Yeah,
and Raw.
Definitely. It was a little out of place.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was cool. It I kind of
it was cool.
felt like a drama or something like that.
That's
So with everything feeling a little bit
It felt like
value,
it felt like kind of like
chops.
it kind of felt like a soap opera in a way.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Kevin is seen backstage watching this interaction between Cody and Roman. He was asked about the video and his feelings, and he scoffs and walks away. After the commercial break, Kevin is seen thinking to himself backstage. All right, next match. Our hero, Apollo, versus Giovanni Vinci. I'm so scared. I don't know. I'm so scared because last week, or was it last week or the week before that?
It was last week.
Squash match.
Yeah, basically.
They squashed Giovanni Vinci's debut match
All this build up
for a squash.
For nothing. Yep. Just to get rolled up.
And guess what? He kind of got squashed again.
Kind of pretty much the same thing.
It lasted a little longer, but not by much. And after he got rolled up and lost, he didn't even lose fairly. Giovanni jumped Apollo. Giovanni gave Apollo a brainbuster of sorts. And Baron Corbin was nowhere to be seen.
Well, he actually gave him an actual brain buster, which is a move that is not normally used. That's like kind of a banned move in WWE. So it's very impressive that they actually let him do that. So.
Yeah. But it is unfortunate that he keeps losing. They need to change this.
Yeah, I got to do something.
Kevin is seen yet again backstage. He's asked yet again about his thoughts on the Roman and Cody stuff, and Kevin says if he wants to talk about it, then he will do so in the ring. Kevin came out how he feels after everything from this past year, seeing Cody team up with Roman. Before he could even let it out, Tama Tonga came out with Tonga Loa and Jacob Fatu. Tama Tonga is making weird noises. Demanding.
Yeah. he was
He's like,
making
yeah,
it was very weird.
Demanding that the crowd let the right-hand man speak himself. Cody and Roman will get what's coming to them, he says, at Bad Blood. He told Kevin that he's going to get what's coming to him right now by the orders of the real tribal chief Solo. That's exactly how he said it. Kevin says, we all know how this is going to end, basically threatening them. And Jacob Fatu stares down Kevin after Kevin takes down Tama Tonga and Tongaloa. Both men begin fighting. All men end up jumping Kevin. DIY, assist, let's go. Give them more screen time. And Nick Aldis is walking down to the ring with absolute aura. This guy came down with just in the most suave suit, with the most calm demeanor, even though he has the most hectic group in his show. Somehow Adam Pearce can't handle anything that's going on over there. Even Michael Cole mentions how not good Adam Pearce is, how amazing Nick Aldis is.
He just comes down there with like boss status.
Yeah, dude, with such ease he handles this, and he basically announces that the main event will be between DIY and Kevin and the Bloodline. That's gonna be cool. Naomi and Bailey are discussing their match against Nia and Tiffany Stratton. They need to pin either Nia or Tiffany. Both have been waiting since SummerSlam to do this. Bailey says if she wins, she will give Naomi the opportunity to challenge her first. Naomi looking kind of unsure by that statement. Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton versus Naomi and Bailey. Nice combo cutter by Nia and Tiffany.
Hold on. Do you remember what Bailey said? Bailey said that if once I win, we'll have a party. Then
Naomi said we'll have a party.
Nope. Bailey said that.
No?
Bailey said after I win, we will have a party and discuss about us having a match. Naomi said you'll be the first one to like challenge.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. That checks out. When you said Naomi.
Yeah, Naomi was saying that she'll give her a title match like right away, but Bailey's all like, oh, we're going to have a party first and then we can discuss it.
No, it was the opposite.
No, it was not.
I swear. Okay.
No, it was not.
Whatever. It's not important. Basically.
It foreshadowed a lot of things.
Nice combo cutter by Nia and Tiffany. Not something we've seen from them before as a team. Tiffany is taking most of the beating, which is kind of predictable because she is the youngest. Terrible combo by Naomi and Bailey. Naomi pulled Bailey off during a pin, causing tension between them. However, they continue working together to take down Nia. Naomi hits Nia, and Tiffany dropped down on Nia by accident when Naomi moved away. Tiffany ended up getting hit and rushed out. Nia was rolled by both Bailey and Naomi, and there was no identified winner. So both kind of technically won.
So it's a triple threat match then.
Well, okay, we'll see. The Chelsea Green vignette, she's taking out the trash, literally. She's dressed up in gear to take out the garbage. Like she looks like a garbage truck person, gagging as she does it by the smell. She finds it unfair that she has to fight Michin in her home turf of Nashville, Tennessee in 2 weeks. She was seen fighting like a dummy that had Michin's face printed on it, who she claims Michin lives in the dumpster, hence why she is taking out the trash. Naomi and Bailey are backstage with Nick Aldis, who tells them that there can only be one of them who could fight Nia Jax. Nick Aldis offers that they go one-on-one next week. Winner gets a chance against Nia Jax at Bad Blood. That's what I was going to say.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Final main event. Kevin Owens and DIY versus the Bloodline, Tama Tonga and Tongaloa and Jacob Fatu. Before DIY could come out, DIY are seen getting beat up backstage, unfortunately. The Bloodline come out to jump Kevin, and the Street Profits come in to Kevin's aid. That pop went mild. No one cared about the Street Profits for some reason. Jacob Fatu is rolling this match, basically. Fatu did his iconic moonsault. Kevin cannot get it says pinned, but tagged. Good chemistry between Tama Tonga and Montez Ford, honestly. They had a good little
really good job
moment together.
They did.
Kevin finally gets tagged, and when Kevin gave a cannonball and a swanton bomb combo for the near win, it was broken. The pin was broken by Jacob Fatu. I swear Tongaloa botched again because he did not. He looked like he was even close to Kevin's leg when he tried to pull the pin.
Yeah, he tried to stop the pin for some reason, but he didn't. He did not grab his leg, and all of a sudden they just kind of like.
It felt exactly like his debut because he also missed the ref's leg that one time. I swear he missed it.
I think he did.
He did not look like he was near Kevin's legs at all. Tongaloa interfered yet again. This time we could actually see him pulling legs.
He did it right.
The bell was called. And the match was off, which I don't understand.
Yeah,
because
it
all
was
I
really
don't know.
odd how they ended that match.
Yeah, because like Tungalo was a participant in this match. It literally happened directly after, right when he interfered again.
And he called it before he threw him into the stairs too, right?
Yeah,
So like, why
I don't
was
know
it
why.
stopped?
I don't get it. Explain if anybody knows why. I don't know if we weren't paying attention or what happened. But the Bloodline ends up setting an announce desk for Kevin. Fatu and Tamatonga attack Montez with a splash. DIY come to help, limping and all. They prepare for Jacob to splash onto Cody. Oh, wait. Splash onto Kevin. But then that's when Cody makes his way. Cody's literally hitting the Bloodline with the chair. Like, hitting the Bloodline, which is cool.
Yeah.
Not like weak hits. But Kevin appears as though he won't hit Cody with the chair from behind. Kevin puts down the chair, and Cody seems to be asking for a handshake from Kevin, and hesitating, Kevin returns the handshake, grabbing the chair yet again, but the show fades to black, ending this week's wrestling shows.
They did give each other a hug too.
Yeah, that's right. But after that, he still put
had
the chair.
Yeah, he still had the chair.
Next week's match card includes Bayley versus Naomi. Winner faces Nia Jax of Bad Blood for the WWE Women's Championship, and Andrade versus Carmelo Part 6.
Oh, wow. Great.
Andrade leads this 3-2, so that's great. I can't wait until I'm like 23 and Carmelo versus Andrade Part 50 happens.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Well, we kind of breezed past that, I felt like, because honestly, there's not much to comment on.
So we'll do some side notes, pretty quick side notes.
Yeah. All right. First of which, Lucha Brothers have reportedly signed a multi-year deal with the WWE, according to PWN. As we discussed before, there was an interest in rumors about the signing possibly happening. Then the rumors were then dispelled, but then now the Lucha Brothers, for those who don't know, are Pentagon Jr. or Pena Zero Miedo and Rey Fenix. Both are very hard-hitting, high-flyer luchadors. And as the WWE has plans for expanding their tag team division, it makes sense as to why they would like come in at this time.
But of course, a lot of the AEW fans are very, very angry and calling them a bunch of botchers, and they don't know how to wrestle.
Which is not true.
Which isn't true.
They're great, and they say this about everybody
They
who
said
has
that
come
to everybody
to
that's come
AEW,
from AEW.
which they weren't wrong about Jade Cargill a little bit because she needed the training. She's getting better. But they said about Ethan Page too. I'm like, Ethan Page was already good.
They did.
So, yeah. All right. Well, this is a lot. There's a lot of AEW news. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. Miro, aka Rusev, formerly of WWE, has asked for his release from AEW. He has been out of action in AEW much longer than expected following his last appearance at World End 2023 pay-per-view, which occurred on December 30th, despite the fact that he's been healthy since. Reportedly, there have been many disagreements between him and AEW regarding storylines and creative ideas. He has requested a release from the AEW for being sidelined in 2024, according to Fightful Select. It is unsure whether he will be granted release and if WWE is interested in bringing him back.
Which they should.
Rusev.
That'd be great. Yeah, that'd be awesome. He was great. Great wrestler. I would like to have him come back.
Yeah, he was. Sure. I was a big fan. Rusev Day. So, hopefully he does come back. That would be very cool to see this monumental switch of AEW wrestlers.
He'll probably show up at Royal Rumble.
I'm thinking the Lucha Brothers probably too. Maybe.
No. They'll show up before that.
Well, the Rusev at Royal Rumble will go the pop.
That would be.
My
that's
God.
where I'm.
His theme song
that's where he'll show up at.
All right. Well, hopefully, Ricky Starks is being denied release from AEW. Fans originally speculated his possible move to WWE, as we have discussed before. Due to his absence in the weekly shows on AEW, Triple H has confirmed that he is interested in signing Starks. However, wrestling purists respond to these rumors saying, quote, Ricky Starks is under AEW contract and will not be granted release. I do not know why these conversations keep coming up, end quote. That is unfortunate because it totally makes sense for him to come over because he works so closely with people who have already made their way over here, especially Jade Cargill. So that's unfortunate, and I hope it's not. I hope it's just like because rumors are at a bad time and he doesn't have his contract going up yet or something like that. Over, kind of like the Buddy Matthews thing with offering a whole lot of money for him to stay.
Right.
Out of spite for the WWE. So, Yeah. All right, SmackDown will be moving to a 3-hour show starting January 2025. The USA Network will extend the 3-hour runtime according to WrestleVotes, which would align with Monday Night Raw format. The reason for this, boy, the reason for this shit is, you see the typo? The reason for this shit is SmackDown's return to the USA Network, which has homed Raw for a long time. This change could change the show's pacing and performance significantly.
It's going to be kind of interesting to see a 3-hour SmackDown.
I know, right? Well, SmackDown could be available on Netflix sooner than expected. Since SmackDown will be shifting to a 3-hour show in 2025, the rumors suggest that after these 3-hour shows end, they will be available on Netflix to rewatch. It seems like this is just internal talking according to WrestleVotes, but that'd be very interesting.
That'd be pretty cool.
However, Monday Night Raw is moving down to a 2-hour format instead.
Which makes sense.
Of its original 3 hours.
Yeah,
this
good.
will occur in October, lasting until the end of December, until Raw makes its big move to Netflix officially in 2025. The third hour of Raw shows have had significantly low ratings and viewership. This switch-up could boost viewership and avoid that issue. I'm not really surprised that the ratings kind of just go down, because there's a certain point when you watch Raw that you kind of just like, I want to turn it off. There's been times where I felt that. I felt that in this one because the only title match they had was like a tag team title match. The main event wasn't even for a title, which is kind of lame. So that's why I feel pretty fortunate that the show that we're going to is going to have a title match main event. Yeah, it's just kind of lame because it's like, what's the point, right? Yeah. Well, Rikishi spoke on the current storyline going on for Jey Uso with the Braun Breaker and the Intercontinental title. He basically said, I'm going to get this quote right here. He said this, I hope they do the right thing. He said, quote, let's get a round of applause on that one. I do hope they do the right thing. I guess when I voice my opinion, my forehead starts sweating and I could feel the heat coming my way. I'm just speaking as a father, though. Tell me, any other father would not be speaking up for their son or daughter. So let's see what happens. We'll see what can possibly happen. The way I see the tables turning, I see it turning for the Yeet Man, and then we'll see from there. Or it might be an outside interference, or I don't know. It could be another Bloodline member. There's so many ways we can go with this. This is just my humble opinion, end quote. He's right.
Yeah. He's not wrong.
I agree with him. It's I understand. I already understand from the beginning that he's doing this because it's his it's his son. He wants the best for his son.
He wants the best for his son, which is totally understandable.
Right. But and like I said, I would like you said too.
Yes,
we both agree that he should be
starting to
frustrated with how things are going right now.
Yes, I'm actually agreeing with what he's saying. I don't think the storyline for him is good.
Mm-hmm.
Like being like involved with like the Terror Twins thing is just kind of lame.
Well, another kind of quick side note that's also about Rikishi. Rikishi randomly put up on social media saying, quote, "Dear God, for strength and health to continue. Hashtag Jimmy Uso. Hashtag Anoa'i. Hashtag Jonathan Fatu. Stay prayed for my boy," is what he put, end quote. So everyone was thinking that something had happened to him. But Sean Ross Sapp, who's like, he's like a pretty important guy in wrestling. He basically said like, I followed up with people in the WWE and they said that they spoken to him, Jimmy Uso, and he said he's fine. And there's no further context beyond that. And then Rikishi did end up replying, basically saying that like Jimmy was doing fine, and that he's just that he just is eager to go back to WWE. I'm like, but why are you putting that as if he's dead?
Something like he has some sort of health issue. Or something.
Exactly. So I don't know.
That's a strange thing to say.
It's very weird.
Very weird.
But yeah. The last side note is more women's titles are coming to the WWE. According to PWN, the WWE is planning on a new mid-card championships for both women's divisions on Raw and SmackDown, which could elevate the division by giving more opportunity to women to compete for prestige beyond that of the Women's World Championships. The idea is that a Women's United States Championship and a Women's Intercontinental Championship similarly replicating the male championships like NXT did with the North American title, creating a women's counterpart title. Hopefully, these titles can create some storylines and new rivalries for underutilized wrestling talents. There has not been an official announcement yet bring back the Divas Championship.
No.
Chelsea Green has said that she is begging for the Divas Championship to come back, and she'd be the perfect one to win the
Well,
Divas
I mean,
Championship.
that's fine. I mean, but either way, bringing more championship belts to the women's division is a cool thing.
It's a very good idea.
It's a good idea.
I'm glad that they're gonna
Yeah,
do it.
that's a
They
good
need to
idea.
do it.
They need to.
Ever since the North American one for an NXT for the females, they definitely, I was like, they have to do it for the main roster too. So hopefully that comes sometime soon, because I really think it's gonna give more objective to these girls too.
For sure.
I would like to see Chelsea Green in particular go for something like the United
Piper
States
Niven.
one, or Piper Niven, same thing. These
Michin.
girls like that, exactly. Michin, ones that aren't really like, they're still present, but not highly regarded, I guess, in terms of story.
True.
But I think they're better, honestly, than a lot of the women all the way on the top. So yeah, that's it.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much
Have a good one.
for listening. Bye-bye.